Crutch.
Crutch.
Crutch, you need anything.
I do have one question.
We didn't mean right now.
Being a cadet in Starfleet Academy means being open to the people around you.
I've spent my whole life getting away from stuff, letting someone in. That's hard.
I want to be captain. I need to be captain.
I owe you something. It is coming just for you.
My name is Jeffrey Manchester. I robbed 45 McDonald's.
Good morning, team.
And I've been living in a toy store for 6 months.
Authorities everywhere are on the hunt for the roof man.
But that wasn't even the crazy part.
I would like to introduce you to someone. Would you go out with me?
I would very much like to go out on a date with you.
You're not good at being a criminal.
Whatever you do, you can quit right now.
Oops.
This isn't just combat. It's cinema.
Ready or not, here I come. Let's go! Are you not entertained?
The new home of UFC, Paramount Plus.
In the Champions League, every picture tells a story, and every great story
Would you believe this?
needs an audience.
It's a really special moment.
The UEFA Champions League, every goal, every game, live on Paramount Plus.
Full time in the opening game of the World Cup on Sunday. Germany beating Curaçao by 7-1 in Curaçao's World Cup opener. They do get their first goal in World Cup history through Livano Comenencia, but plenty of goals flying in. A brace from Kai Havertz, Musiala, Brown, Undav, Schlotterbeck, and Mecha, all on the score sheet. Alongside Nigel, Reo-Coker, and Marcelo Balboa, I'm Chris Wittyngham. And guys, we watch a dominant second half display from Germany. What did you guys make of what you saw from a team that are maybe not among the favorites to win it, but I think a lot of people are expecting a lot from in Germany?
I'll let you start, Marcelo, because, you know, we had a little back and forth in the green room, so you were right in the end. But still, Curaçao gave a bit of a fight.
But it wasn't about being right, you know what I mean? It was about, I think you celebrate the fact that a country like Curaçao made it to the World Cup. I think it's fantastic. They're learning what it's about. Their country celebrated. They got a goal against one of the dark horses, not favorites, but one of the dark horses. And then reality hit, you know what I mean? Germany started playing their game. But overall, listen, I think there's so much positivity with Curaçao and what they did and how they presented themselves. They got a goal. And you could be really negative. It'd be real easy to be negative, but I'm going to stick with it. You know what? Those guys got the experience, something that a lot of players will never get the experience. The fans got the experience of their sons or their friends playing in a World Cup. So for me, I applaud them, and I hope they do well in the next 2 games.
For me, like you said, I think I thoroughly agree with you. It's a great achievement to make it to the World Cup, but now you're starting to see the reality of the gulf in class and quality between the two nations. They did give a fight. Germany kind of made it hard for themselves, really and truly, with the amount of opportunities that they had that they missed. And, you know, Curaçao defenders were defending for their lives at times. But I give them credit more so because they tried to give a fight. They tried to make a go of the game. They tried to actually go forward and try and score goals against this German side. We've seen other nations be super negative. You talked about it as well,
Australia.
that they stayed in their back four and they didn't change. Even the results and the game going against them, they still believed in that back four. It's easy for them to park the bus and play a back five and just sit there and be negative for 90 minutes. But they made a go of it. But it's the reality now when you talk about the World Cup, the quality level, 4-time World Cup winners in the likes of Germany, the expectation that comes with wearing that shirt. Both sides, both nations made history today. Curaçao, first ever World Cup goal. And Germany, with this result now, the highest scoring nation in the history of the World Cup. But it's a result that you both saw coming, and, you know, you both are right in the green room, but it was good, fun conversation.
How hard is that?
It's easy. It's easy. I just, listen, I just don't have that mindset that some people, I'm not saying you both have it, but for me, I just think it's a great opportunity. Go and show. If you leave it all on the pitch, that's all that matters. And I think when I look at this Curaçao side right about now, they left everything on the pitch, and the reality of it is they lost to some top quality players who are playing at the highest levels in world football.
who put on a fantastic display in the game. And I think you guys are both right to point out that this is an incredible opportunity for this nation, for a lot of nations that previously would not have been at a World Cup. But I think it is worth asking because it's the first time we see a lopsided scoreline like this. This is an expanded field. This is not a team that previously would have qualified for the World Cup. Are you worried about what this is going to look like? Are you worried that we're going to see more games like this and that this ultimately dilutes this great tournament which so many people love? Are you concerned that 48 teams was too much?
No, I'm going to reserve my judgment till after the World Cup and we see what nations make it through to the next round and stuff. I think I look at Haiti versus Scotland yesterday. Again, another match where most people thought Scotland are going to wipe the floor of Haiti, and it wasn't that at all. Haiti had some good chances, just lacking the quality in the final third and having that goal scorer, and they only won 1-0. I think this is the first lopsided result we've seen, which most people expected. And again, they are playing Germany. But I think for me, still, I'm going to reserve judgment till after the World Cup. What this result individually makes it very interesting in this group already, because this group is tough already now. When you look at the other two teams in this group, in Ecuador and Ivory Coast, that means now that Curaçao game is going to be massive for them, because you talk about 3 teams making it out of the group. Now it's going to be how many goals are they going to have to score against Curaçao? That's going to be vital for them making it into the next round. That's what that results
plus 6 with the other. Listen, I've been going back and forth throughout this whole World Cup when it started through qualifying because, man, it made my heart so happy to see the Haitians celebrate and Curaçao and the teams that make it.
Cabo Verde as well.
Yeah. But now we sit here in reality and we start watching these games. And I think the only way we're going to be able to really tell if this really was a good idea or a bad idea is at the end of the World Cup, because there could be some great results. I mean, there could be some bad results. And if it's one bad result out of 100-something odd games, then you're like, okay, I get it. But listen, I love the fact that there's new countries in the World Cup. I love that teams in Concacaf are getting more opportunities to play in the World Cup. Did I think Haiti was going to lose a lot to Scotland? No. I thought I've seen Haiti play. We do CONCACAF, so I knew they would be decent against Scotland. But this is what I was worried about. Out of everything, this is what I was worried about, because I've been one of those players that have walked off the field at 5-0, and I know exactly how you feel. You know,
you know what I mean?
In
our career, we've taken a
5-1 against 5-1 against the Czechs, and 90 was heartbreaking for us because we, you know what I mean? So, but you bounce back. Now, for me, I'm curious to see how Curaçao bounces back and fights. Maybe you don't see 4 in the back. Maybe we see 5 finally. So you're defensively, you're solid. You know what I mean? 3-2.
That's a brilliant point you make.
But I think that's what got me.
Yes,
that's what really got me.
It's the next game.
Yeah.
Whenever you go through this as a player, you're just sitting there thinking, we need that next game. You can't wait for that next game to come to put things right.
Yeah.
Whether they'll change tactically or not is another story. But there's no guarantee because they lost 7-1 to Germany that they're going to have that same result again or those kind of numbers against an Ivory Coast or an Ecuador. So for me, it's just you want that next game to come along as quickly as possible to put that result right. When the 6th goal goes in, you just kind of
I just
want
look
the
at
ground
the group.
to open up and swallow you.
And now if you're the next team playing Curaçao, you think to yourself, all right, we need to score this many goals for goal differential. So that's what worries me. That's why I look at that and I say, okay, maybe it is better playing 5 in the back where you're covering spaces and you can still. So I think it comes down to the coaching staff.
It is, of course, worth noting when we're talking about lopsided results that Germany won a World Cup semifinal by this exact scoreline against Brazil. So lopsided results can happen, but to your point, Marcelo, I think it is going to be about how often do we see games like this. When Spain play Cabo Verde later on in the group, if they win 8-0 or 9-0, it is also the beginning for some of these countries. You talk about sort of new countries of the World Cup. This is the beginning of them laying foundations down. So maybe in 10, 20 years' time, they will be more formidable in games like this. But there is a possibility that we see more games like this. Let's talk about some of the performances, though, that we saw therein in this match as it relates Germany and some of the outstanding players that we saw in the game. Because, yes, it is easier opposition in theory, but you still have to go out and perform. And who, for you, in your mind, Nigel, stood out in this match?
I mean, there's a few for me in Germany. I talked about Kimmich, for me, being a captain and a right-back role. You talk about the influence he has. We talked about, for me personally, I believe him playing right back takes a lot out of him and what he is. I like him being in the middle of the pitch, controlling the game, dictating the play, but it just shows how much of a good player he is. He can play in a World Cup game and have 2 assists as a right back, be so high up in the pitch and be so influential still for this German side. and you look at the midfielders, Mecha today, I thought was sensational in midfield and what he did, how he started the game. And this is Mecha's day that we're going to see up in the graphics still. You talk about the quality and the pressures on him. You know, he's a young midfielder at Borussia Dortmund doing well. But that's what you want to see there because it was such a easier game for Germany that he could be higher up in that pitch and influencing from an attacking standpoint with the quality he has. Took his goal brilliantly well with the 1-2 with Florian Wirtz and just finished it in a manner that some top strikers in world football would be jealous. Very good player.
And for Germany as well, Kai Havertz in those forward positions, he's sort of an interesting debating point because he's not a natural center forward. He's not going to score. He scores twice today, but you don't think of him as that sort of clinical striker. And yet in this game, he performed well and took his penalty very well as well in the first half.
I just don't think we give him enough credit. I mean, now in modern day soccer, there's not a lot of 9s, there's not a lot of 10s. So most of the creativity comes from the right back, the left back, the 2 wings backs. So I look at this and I say he does a nice job. He's not really a 9. Is he really a 10? You can't
sort of a 9.5.
But he does a nice job of floating to the right side, to the left side. He really, for me,
the heat map shows it.
No, but
you look at all the positions he's picking up there.
But I'm okay with that. You know what I mean? Because he's trying to drag a center back out. Maybe somebody else makes in a run. So, I mean, is he a Haaland? No. Is he Mbappe or Dembele? No, he's not. But I think for Germany, he's solid. He creates things. He makes things happen. And when you don't have a 9, you've got to make up a little bit. As long as you got the 7 and the 11, you can put anybody in that role.
2 words: intelligence and quality.
Yeah.
That's what it is. Football intelligence and the quality that he has, that's what makes him be able to play that role. Yeah. And that's what he doesn't get the credit for because we question whether he's a 9, he's a 10, he's not clinical enough, but he's not really a striker. But what he can do in those pockets, you look at the way he links up play, the passes that he makes, there's a reason why these managers pick him ahead of strikers. You talk about Undov today for the German national side, who's a traditional number 9, doesn't start. They pick Kai Havertz. The biggest games that Arsenal had this season, Victor Gyökeres was on the bench. Kai Havertz started. So it's just what he brings to the team. He might not be super clinical as he needs to be, but he shows his class when you watch his goals that he does take. He has got that ability to finish the chances as well, with the quality that he has. But it's the football intelligence and what he does, being able to create opportunities for other players when he drops in pockets of space. It's probably why these managers favour him.
We talked pregame about Kai Havertz as the number 9 and this idea, can you go far without that sort of clinical number 9 kind of profile, which Havertz doesn't prototypically fit into. Does the performance today, do you think that Germany can go far with him leading the line instead of a typical goal scorer like you would expect at a World Cup?
Yes. I believe so. I think that they've got enough good pieces around him that it could work out. You talk about the likes of Florian Wirtz, who is probably one of the best passers of the ball in midfield. You talk about Musiala as well, with what he can do with his runs. Musiala likes to get the ball to feet, but he's also willing to run in behind and stretch the pitch. Sane as well, still there as well. So they've got the right pieces to make it work for me still, where they could go far without having that traditional number 9. I think when you look at today and how they played, I think they can. It's not ideal, but I still think they can.
Okay, that's what
it's not ideal.
It's not ideal. If you watch teams that have won World Cups, they have a 9. They have a 10. They have those kind of players. What's going far? Getting out of the group and playing in the
for Germany, they've got the 4 stars on the badge, so it's about going and winning the thing.
Because you have stars doesn't mean this team is the.
But for Germany, the minimum expectation, I would say, is at least a semi-final.
Yeah, I would think for me a quarterfinal. Do I think that they have enough quality? Yeah, but it also depends on if you win the group, you get an easier bracket. If you go to second, you know what I mean? Now, that plays just like for the U.S., just like for Mexico. If Mexico wins a group, they can play 2 more games in their country compared to having to come to the States. So winning the group goes a long way.
Mexico need to improve. Even if we're playing in Mexico, they need to show a lot more.
I know, but you know how hard it is to play at that altitude?
Hey, listen, the fans can only do so much. If they pay better quality, Mexico are going to be in problems because they haven't shown us enough at all.
Well, Germany in this game win by 7 goals to 1. We'll have more World Cup coverage on the way on the Golazo Network.
At the start of every year, I find myself wondering again, constantly questioning life's mysteries. Could I I make it in the UFC octagon?
When Jeff Probst asks survivors, ready?
Do they ever want to say no? Has Dexter ever considered meditation? Will Beth and Rip make it last on the new series Dutton Rank? If not, Rip, call me. Stream new series and returning favorites, plus huge events. It's going to be the biggest year yet.
Welcome to the Running Man. The rules are simple. Survive 30 days, but the entire nation is hunting you down.
The grand prize, $1 billion.
Win this game. Change your family's life forever.
Hunt him down!
People will sell you out in a heartbeat.
What is happening?
Welcome to the Running Man.
I'm back. I'm really back.
Why am I here? I'm not dead, right?
Disruption on this campus will not be tolerated.
If I look crazy, it's because that's how I feel. I don't know how to live in two worlds.
There are others, but they're not like us. We need to get out of here now.
Open your eyes.
Paramount Plus has a mountain of movies. Wow. New movies. Timeless movies. Guys who are running out of time movies. So get in on the latest blockbusters.
Trust me.
And we live the moments that get you every time.
And that's all I have to say about that.
A mountain of movies, now streaming on Paramount Plus.
This is European soccer's biggest stage.
Written in the stars! What a difference she has made!
The question is, can you handle it?
Can you handle it?
The crowd here feels electric. Stream every match of the UEFA Women's Champions League on Paramount Plus.
I lost my dad and my aunt.
What aren't you telling me?
I'll never know what you've gone through, but I'm sure your dad will want you to be happy.
I will not lose the company that my husband started. I want success. Get it for me.
This business will bleed you dry.
Dad, I'm playing on the house's money now.
No, you're playing with the devil's money.
What's the plan here?
Gotta blow!
Yeah, well, I'm just getting started.
Landman. All episodes now streaming only on Paramount Plus.
This is Golazo Matchday taking you through the World Cup. Of course, the opening game on this Sunday is Germany beating Curaçao by 7-1. We still have 3 more games to go from Dallas. It is the Netherlands taking on Japan. Then it's Cote d'Ivoire and Ecuador from 7 p.m. And your nightcap in the 10 p.m. Eastern kickoff is Sweden against Tunisia. But Germany getting it done by 7-1 in this one. Now, coming up next for both of these teams, obviously they'll move on to the more difficult opposition in the group, at least certainly from Germany's standpoint. They'll play next Saturday against Ivory Coast in Toronto. When you take that step up in terms of level, in terms of opposition, what can we expect from this Germany team?
I think they'll have the same approach. There'll still always be that belief that they are Germany, that they should get a result, but they're not going to be naive to not know how dangerous Ivory Coast will be against them. And I think it'll be a real test for them to see where they're truly at. And I think, like Marcelo said, that they're going to get better as the tournament goes on. And that's what you want to see. You want to see a bit more tougher competition for Germany. And Ivory Coast will definitely give them a run for their money. Good physical team, technically gifted, athletic, dynamic. So it's going to be a different game because there's going to be a lot more footballing quality and intelligence in this Ivory Coast team than what they face in Curaçao today.
I look at a more difficult game, but I've seen Ivory Coast play a few times. And as the game goes on, their discipline starts falling little by little. One guy goes, doesn't track back. He goes, he doesn't track back. So I think for me, you look at Germany, and Germany's got to keep playing their game, moving the ball, finding the spaces. But it'll be a difficult challenge because speed kills, and we all know that. You can't teach speed, and that's one thing Ivory Coast has. Yeah. Intelligence, the way they move, the way they're very tricky with the ball. Going to be good on set pieces. They're going to man mark better. So, like I said, when you start the World Cup, I think you want to start slowly and build into it. This is that next step for them to see where and test themselves. They win that, they're out of the group into the next phase. But Ivory Coast will be a real challenge for them.
The physical aspect of it as well, I think, will be a big part of it for Ivory Coast and how physical they can be.
And we'll see what Ivory Coast look like when they play their first game against Ecuador. Let's take a look at the player ratings for the Germany side from our friends over at SofaScore and who performed best in the game. And they are giving their best individual performance to Felix Mecha in midfield for his ability to combine in that space, but so many high-level performances. The one player we didn't really talk about that much is Nathaniel Brown at that left-back position. He's probably the least known, I would say, of this German squad based off watching major European club football, but Eintracht Frankfurt fullback who reportedly is on his way to Bayern Munich this summer for 55 million euros. So a player that could potentially impress in the future, Nigel.
Yeah, a lot of clubs are very interested in him. Top player. He's got a goal as well today. Took it on the volley beautifully. So we talk about Kai Havertz and obviously Undav come on as well, and he got himself 2 assists in this game. But I'll probably say that they got this right today.
Sorry,
for me.
Brown scored today, right?
Yes, he did.
Scored, yes.
No, I'm being sarcastic now. And he's a left back, right?
Yeah.
And he got an 8?
Yeah. Harsh.
How many left backs scored 2 goals in a game? Come on. I mean, I'm just saying, I like to protect my defenders a little bit. Everybody else got an 8-3 and 8-3. I'm thinking
Kimmich had 2 assists, and you had Schlotterbeck as well, who scored as well from a set piece. Central defender, not getting enough love, maybe.
I'm
in the scoring system.
I got to protect.
But this is what we say on the pitch. Head it and kick it. So you got to go. Defender, just head it and kick it.
But you did pick out Zane as the worst rating in the team, and you were a little bit questioning of his position of still being a starter for Germany.
Yeah, I do. I understand he's got the pace, but for me, a player of his quality and his experience, he doesn't do enough for me. Got put through clean by Wirtz and took the touch and then bent it wide of the goal, where for me, he should be scoring that. I still question for me the fact he's able to start for this German national side.
All right, so this is obviously the more positive end of the scale. Let's go to the Curaçao team ratings. And yeah, this is going to be for some grim reading, I imagine. Now, you do, of course, have the green rating for Comenencia, and even Antonisu came off the bench as well. But that defense had a bit of a rough go, shipping 7.
I want to hear something from the defender now. He ain't saying nothing else, right?
I'll say this. I look at this and I say, tactically, the coach got it wrong, in my opinion, because you're playing Germany. We've seen every team almost play 5 in the back. Now you're playing not just an average team, you're playing a team that's fighting to win a World Cup, and you expose your 4 defenders like that. You play 3 or more of a 4-4-2. So, listen, I think they did a great job for about 15 minutes. And then Germany started finding their way and found their game. So, I mean, you got to say that's pretty decent scores, but I would look at tactically, maybe they didn't get it right.
Ladies and gentlemen, we have just been taken into the mindset of a professional defender. When they concede 6, it's the manager's fault.
Listen, I've played in back 4s when you're not capable of playing against big teams, and the first thing you do is you drop in another center back, you put 5, where you're going to give them, you put 4 in front. And so there's certain games that you can attack and you can play. And there's certain games when you defend, you got to defend with everybody. And I think they left way too many spaces in the back 4.
No, I'm having a laugh with Marcelo, but he's 100% right. That there's a point where we say in football, stop the bleeding.
Say that again, what?
There's a point in football where we do say stop the bleeding. So once you concede the 4th goal, 5th goal, you say, right, we need to change something. We need to stop the bleeding and be smart. And like you said, you go to a back 5.
We'll talk about Curaçao's making up the numbers, but also if they have any ambition of getting out of this group, which you have to think about before the tournament starts, you have to limit the damage in this game. Because by giving away 7, by having a negative 6 goal differential, you give yourself a real mountain to climb. All right, coming up next, we're looking ahead then to the next game in the World Cup, which is, of course, the Netherlands taking on Japan. With the Netherlands kicking things off, we're focusing on the best sides in the history of international football to have never won the World Cup. That, of course, is headlined by the Netherlands. That's next on the Golazo Network.
At the start of every year, I find myself wondering again, constantly questioning life's mysteries. Could I I make it in the UFC octagon?
When Jeff Probst asks survivors, ready?
Do they ever want to say no? Has Dexter ever considered meditation? Will Beth and Rip make it last on the new series Dutton Rank? If not, Rip, call me. Stream new series and returning favorites, plus huge events. It's going to be the biggest year yet.
Welcome to the Running Man. The rules are simple. Survive 30 days. But the entire nation is hunting you down.
The grand prize, $1 billion.
Win this game. Change your family's life forever.
Hunt him down!
People will sell you out in a heartbeat.
What is happening?
Welcome to the Running Man.
I'm back. I'm really back.
Why am I here? I'm not dead, right?
Disruption on this campus will not be tolerated.
If I look crazy, it's because that's how I feel. I don't know how to live in two worlds.
There are others. But they're not like us. We need to get out of here now. Open your eyes.
Paramount Plus has a mountain of movies. Wow. New movies. Timeless movies. Guys who are running out of time movies. So get in on the latest blockbusters.
Trust me.
And relive the moments that get you every time.
And that's all I have to say about that.
A mountain of movies, now streaming on Paramount Plus.
This is European soccer's biggest stage.
Written in the stars! What a difference she has made!
The question is, can you handle it?
Tell me, can you handle it?
The crowd here feels electric. Stream every match of the UEFA Women's Champions League on Paramount Plus.
I lost my dad and my aunt.
What aren't you telling me?
I'll never know what you've gone through, but I'm sure your dad will want you to be happy.
I will not lose the company that my husband started. I want success. Get it for me.
This business will bleed you dry.
Dad, I'm playing on the house's money now.
No, you're playing with the devil's money.
What's the plan here?
Gotta blow!
Yeah, well, I'm just getting started.
Landman. All episodes now streaming only on Paramount Plus.
These are the teams in the history of the World Cup, the Men's World Cup, of course, who have gone all the way into at least the semifinal and have not won it. The Netherlands, of course, headlining that list, followed by Sweden and Croatia. 5 times the Netherlands have reached the semifinal and not gone on to win the World Cup. And it is fairly incredible. You go back to that stunning team from 1974, of course, that played total football, that might have pioneered the game for the rest of the world, but didn't get the reward of going and winning the thing. So let's talk a bit about this Dutch national team going into this World Cup. And you guys have that sort of sense of the history of the game as well. The Dutch are always one of the teams that are considered among the very giants. The fact that they haven't won it, does it shock you?
It is shocking. It is shocking when you talk about the history from the Netherlands and the players that they had. And here we see the graphic of the history as well right before us, and not being able to win a World Cup. And I'm sure Marcelo and I can name so many legendary players, not just good players, but legendary players that have been produced by the Netherlands and squads. And then for them not to win it, I am very surprised, and they are probably the nation that we would have to say, realistically, is the biggest underachievers when it comes to the world stage of football.
I got to be honest, I thought in Qatar they were going to make it. I thought they were going to beat Argentina. They were that good. They came back, and the way they fought, and it's surprising, to be honest with you, but it just goes to show you that soccer's a funny game. You got to get the job done at the right time with a little bit of luck. Things have to bounce away. The stars have to align. I mean, there's so many things to win a World Cup. If they wouldn't have faced Argentina, could they have made the final? You know, because Argentina with Messi, and you look at DePaul and you look at all these players, they were just on a good run. But when a team's on a mission like Argentina was, it's difficult to beat. So maybe the road to the final, we'll say, hasn't been the best for them.
From this year's edition of the Netherlands, we were looking, and we'll get to the starting 11 for their match against Japan coming up. But one of the things that you pointed out, Nigel, is that this defense looks very good for the Netherlands. The question is, do they have enough of that sort of traditional Dutch talent, which is usually in forward positions and in midfield positions? But in defensive areas, this looks a very strong team.
Defensive areas, they're very strong. I'll go and put my money on it to say they've got the strongest back line in this competition. When you look at the back line that they're able to put out there today, Van Hecke, Van Dijk, Van de Ven, and who's the other one? Sorry.
The right back starting Dumfries,
yeah, sorry.
Going to Real Madrid.
Slipped my mind. I know we've been covering them all here in Serie, but it just slipped my mind. Dumfries. So that, for me, it's a formidable back line. Yeah. You talk about intelligence, physicality, being able to press, being able to do recovery runs. That, for me, is
Dumfries' ability to get forward as well?
100%. But then it's the top end of the pitch. You talk about, again, the striker moment. We look at Marlon now, who's been playing at Roma, scoring goals, running off the shoulders, so he's willing to stretch the pitch. Somerville's had a fantastic season at West Ham, and obviously they've been relegated from the Premier League. I'm sure a big club will try and come in for Somerville as well. So there's still that little bit of worry in that sense of attacking-wise. Do they really have
three
enough?
Liverpool players. That could be the issue.
Yeah, probably. That's one of the other problems as well they've got to face.
I mean, in real terms, right? I mean, Gakpo by the end of the season was not one of the favorites among the Liverpool fans. And Gravenberch as well, I think, had a bit of a drop-off as well this season compared to when they won the league. So those probably are the areas in the team that you're concerned about.
Yeah, you are. I mean, for me, Gravenberch, for me, I'm a big fan. But he hasn't had a good season. Yeah. He's come off a bad season at Liverpool, going into a World Cup. If you talk about a midfielder that has all the attributes and all the ability to be a top midfielder, that is him. He could do everything. He is your total all-round box-to-box midfielder. But now he's going into a World Cup. What's his mindset going to be like compared from his domestic season? So that is probably a bit of a worry for me. And it's like they're the bridesmaid. They've always been the bridesmaid and not been the bride yet, this Netherlands side.
My problem is good individual defenders. But are they good team defenders? Do they work well together? Do they cover each other? Do they understand each other? Let's be honest, Van Dijk hasn't had a great season.
No, he hasn't had a great season.
He has not had a great season. So when you start playing, you've got to be able to have fluidity, you've got to have movement, you've got to understand each other. So you could have the best four defenders, but if they're not on the same page, it could be long. And if you look at the results leading into the World Cup, they were not great. No. They were okay at best. Not like Japan, where they won 5 in a row, they're on a roll. So this is what worries me a little bit, is good defenders individually. Will they be good team defenders as a group?
That's a great point, and I think that's the one question you'd have to say about Netherlands is they've never really come together as a team. We talk about it again. We could go through all the names that they've produced, but they've never come together as a solid team. And when I look at certain things, for instance, I'll look at Argentina last World Cup. They won. But when you look at that Argentina side and when they play, I described them before as a pack of wolves. Yeah. Because there's a real brotherly love and connection where if you come for one of us, they all come for you. We don't get that same feeling in Netherlands. And they do have great players, but can they come together throughout the entirety of the tournament and show that they're a united front? That makes a difference. And that's why I say football's an art. It's not a science, it's an absolute art.
And to your point, in terms of the defensive cohesion, Van de Ven is part of that back four, but he's playing as a left back or kind of a left-sided central defender. That's not what he plays for Tottenham as well. So I think there's also that sort of ability to combine that sort of cohesion level in that defense as well.
You got to put your best defenders out there.
Of course.
And you've got to make sure that he can handle that. I think he can handle it. I mean, Van Dijk will slide over. It'll be... But again, you've got to have your best defenders, even though it's not... Listen, go back to 90. We made it through. Fernando's not a right back. You know what I'm saying? So we've always made shift with a left back. We've never had a left back in this country. So...
Well, listen, as much as the defenders have to defend, the midfielders have to do their job, and the strikers have to do their job.
All right, let's bring in Nico Cantor, who is watching this tournament, of course, all over the country. He's going coast to coast throughout the tournament. Nico, we find you in the Pacific Northwest. It looks like there's a big old mountain behind you.
Not yet. I mean, unless the north of California counts as Pacific Northwest, we're like 50 miles, give or take, from the border with Oregon. We're in Weed, California, just in time for the Netherlands game against Japan. A quick little pit stop because tonight we got to get to Oregon. Guys, today is football marathon. I'm watching all 4 games in the RV. We got up at 6 a.m. on our way. We saw the Germany-Curaçao game, stopped really quickly for halftime at a very beautiful waterfall very close by. and ready to watch some more football.
Nico, what have you been up to? You're looking very casual today.
Hey, you got to be casual. You got to be comfortable, Nigel. If you're 16 hours in an RV, I feel like you'd be dressed in a suit and tie for an RV trip around America. You got to loosen up a little bit.
Nico, I was born ready, mate, so I've always got to stay ready. So what have you been up to?
Hey, by the way, I like what you say about Argentina. Give me a little bit more flowers on Argentina, how a pack of dogs they are, the harmony with the team, the brothers fighting. And that's a little bit what I saw of Germany today. It was against Curaçao, though, so we got to take that with a pinch of salt, right? But you got to win emphatically. Brazil, 7-1, Curaçao, 7-1. That fills you with confidence. The last time that Germany won 7-1, I guess they won the World Cup, right? So it was good to see. I hadn't seen that from Germany. In Germany, we were building up to this World Cup, talking to journalists and fans on Morning Footy, and they weren't really bullish on this team. To start a World Cup 7-1 is a major foot forward, but remember, World Cups, you got to start playing in crescendo. You can't be here and then work your way down. It's step by step.
We just saw your reaction for the Curaçao goal. We're glad to see you've put down the tequila from yesterday and you're back on the mate again, right?
Yeah, back on the mate, man. 16 hours in an RV, you got to drink as much mate as you can. And we were cheering for Curaçao, of course. They got their goal. It wasn't in vain. Imagine, this is the smallest nation by population to ever qualify for the FIFA World Cup. And they qualified because they deserved it, not because it was an expanded World Cup. Imagine this country that has been the crossroads of so many cultures, indigenous, African, European. They have almost like an ethnicity of their own in the Caribbean with their own language. They're finally represented on the world stage. We heard Papiamentu for the very first time at the World Cup, and it was just beautiful to see. Even if they lost 7-1, they got their goal. They were represented. And I forget, Plasencia, the guy that scored, he will say to his grandchildren that he got to score a World Cup goal against Manuel Neuer. It's incredible despite the scoreline. So happy for Curaçao, and that's why we are celebrating in the RV.
Buddy, you're supposed to make it look a little rougher. We see you drinking mate, you're at waterfalls, we saw you at FanFest in LA. At least make it look a little bit more difficult, like it's rough.
You're talking about a private schoolboy from South Miami. Come on.
I didn't want to go there.
Oh.
Hey, tight quarters. We tried to clean it up a little bit because it was looking like a boys' college dorm room yesterday. We were cleaning. It was a little bit nasty.
Are you hand washing? Are you hand washing that bad boy?
Hey, Lysol wipes, Swiffer jets. We're hand washing it. Elbow grease in there. We even took the RV for a car wash early this morning. Wax on, wax off, baby. We are traveling in style. I'm so past my college dorm room days. Are you guys watching B-roll of somebody washing?
Yes, that's not you
watching down the windows.
We don't see Nico Cantor washing. We see you taking a sleep.
I was sleeping during the car wash, but I was up until like 1 a.m. cleaning the inside. I was cleaning the inside until 1 a.m.
We have no video evidence of that, you pampered princess. I can't believe that you let
Hey, Nigel,
while you get driven there.
We have word. And the best thing to prove is word and somebody's word. You can ask the producers. I was getting down and dirty, wiping it off. These hands of silk have worked before, Nigel. Come on.
They've definitely never worked. Anyway, while you're 50 miles out, you're a very smart lad. Do you know what that region is called up there? Because I've lived up there. What region are you about to enter?
Pacific Northwest.
Cascadia.
Right?
Cascadia region.
There we go.
Oh, you forgot it. Yeah.
Of course. Look, the Cascadia Cup. Nigel, you got to give me some recommendations if you know Cascadia so well.
I'll tell you off air.
It's only when you're in weird California.
Nigel does not have a right. Nigel does not have one PC recommendation. That just sums up his playing days in Major League Soccer.
Nico, great stuff. Going across the country, going up that West Coast right now on your way to Seattle. Thanks for joining us, sir.
Bye, guys.
We have much more coming up here as we continue to cover this FIFA World Cup. Stay with us on the Golazo Network.
At the start of every year, I find myself wondering again, constantly questioning life's mysteries. Could I make it in the UFC octagon?
When Jeff Probst asks survivors, ready?
Do they ever want to say no? Has Dexter ever considered meditation? Will Beth and Rip make it last on the new series Dutton Ranch? If not, Rip, call me. Stream new series and returning favorites, plus huge events. It's going to be the biggest year yet.
Welcome to the Running Man. The rules are simple. Survive 30 days. But the entire nation hunting you down.
The grand prize, $1 billion.
Win this game. Change your family's life forever.
Hunt him down!
People will sell you out in a heartbeat.
What is happening?
Welcome to the Running Man.
I'm back. I'm really back.
Why am I here? I'm not dead, right?
Disruption on this campus will not be tolerated.
If I look crazy, it's because that's how I feel. I don't know how to live in two worlds.
There are others. But they're not like us. We need to get out of here. Now. Open your eyes.
Paramount Plus has a mountain of movies. Wow. New movies. Timeless movies. Guys who are running out of time movies. So get in on the latest blockbusters.
Trust me.
And we live the moments that get you every time.
And that's all I have to say about that.
A mountain of movies, now streaming on Paramount Plus.
This is European soccer's biggest stage.
Written in the stars! What a difference she has made!
The question is, can you handle it?
Tell me, can you handle it?
The crowd here feels electric. Stream every match of the UEFA Women's Champions League on Paramount Plus.
I lost my dad and my aunt.
What aren't you telling me?
I'll never know what you've gone through, but I'm sure your dad will want you to be happy.
I will not lose the company that my husband started. I want success. Get it for me.
This business will bleed you dry.
Dad, I'm playing on the house's money now.
No, you're playing with the devil's money.
What's the plan here?
Gonna blow!
Yeah, well, I'm just getting started.
Landman. All episodes now streaming only on Paramount Plus.
I love it.
This is what it looks like in North Texas. That's right by the old Texas Rangers Stadium. Jump to the left. It's very simple instructions.
Come on.
Jump to the left.
We're going to the left. Off to the right. There we go.
Oh, that's the good stuff. That is the good stuff from the Netherlands fans. It's come stateside. It's so great. I saw so many of these videos during the Euros, and yet here they are doing it in the United States of America, North Texas. It's brilliant.
Orange Army.
The Orange Army is ready to go well and truly. And let's get stuck into the starting 11s for both of these sides. For their opening game of the World Cup, it is the Netherlands taking on Japan from 4 p.m. Eastern time in Dallas. I think they call it the Dallas Stadium, but we all know it is AT&T Stadium. Here is what it is for the Netherlands. We talked about that back four. Van de Ven, Van Dijk, Van Hecke, and Dumfries, but that midfield, Reinders, De Jong, Gravenberch, and Gakpo, Malen, and Somerville lead that forward line.
Yeah, I think when you look at this, you look out defensive. We talked about that good shape back there. I love the 4-3-3 with this kind of offensive push that they want to push. But again, this is a team that's going to move the ball. De Jong is important, playing as at 6, being that creator, linking that back line to the forward. So when you look at this, I think that you look at a very strong offensive-minded team, very good on set pieces, and we'll see what they can do. But again, if they can find a way to bring it together, all of them bring it together, this team will be one team that can fight for a World Cup at the end.
And Netherlands managed by Ronald Koeman at this tournament. Let's move then to the Japan starting 11. And really the headline for Japan going into the tournament is who's not here. Kaoru Mitoma, Takumi Minamino, Wataru Endo, all not in the team. Nigel, talk to us about the 11 that are here at this tournament.
Yeah, you talk about Suzuki in goal, young goalkeeper who helped keep Parma in Serie A with a very young team that they have there. I would say keep an eye on Kamada. the 29-year-old who plays at Crystal Palace is a real player of quality who goes under the radar. He will orchestrate everything from that midfield role, but the front three is very exciting. You see Maeda there, 14 goals, 6 assists this season for Celtic, and Ueda up top at Feyenoord, 25 goals and 1 assist this season that he had, and Kuba, Real Sociedad, real electric three that will run in behind, good technical ability. Some would say that this is Japan's best ever squad that they've assembled going into the World Cup. Unfortunately, losing Endo and Matomo is a big loss for them. But this is a very good Japan side.
So what are the prospects then for this side? Because they are playing a very difficult Netherlands side. I think it's a great test for them in the opening game. But I would say probably of the teams that have qualified from Asia, this is the team that most people have said is going to go far in this tournament because of the pedigree that they have, the level of talent. We saw them play very well at the World Cup in 2022 as well. We saw South Korea put on a very good performance in that opening day against Czechia. When you look at this team, how far do you think they can go? I
think they can go very far. I wouldn't rule against it. I think Japan, for me, have always been a nation that produces very good technical players. They've just got better and better and better. Watch them play in a friendly against England, and for me, they play great football. From back to front, they're a unit. They're willing to play engaging football. They're willing to defend without the ball. They can play every aspect of the game of football that we love, and I think they've got some exciting players there. And again, they're one thing that we say that they have, they play collectively as a team, which is what we just criticized. Can the Netherlands do that? But Japan definitely do that.
Quick, intelligent, gaps between lines are very small. They move very well. They're going to play 3 in the back, but we know that's on offense. When they defend, it will be a line of 5. My only concern, set pieces. The Dutch are so good and so big and strong at set pieces. That's where I think if there's going to be a difference in between these two teams, besides the results leading into the World Cup, a set piece, a corner kick, a free kick could turn it for the Dutch.
It is fairly remarkable. We talked about the pedigree of the Netherlands. We talk about them as the technical team for the ages, and yet maybe it's the physicality and the set pieces that get it done in this game against Japan. Now, we are, of course, building up to this big one, probably the biggest game of the day at the World Cup. Before it kicks off, we'll get you our betting preview of this one. We are doing the links here in the studio, jumping to the left and to the right. We're ready for the Orange Army as well. Our betting preview is next.
At the start of every year, I find myself wondering again, constantly questioning life's mysteries. Could I make it in the UFC octagon?
When Jeff Probst asks survivors, ready?
Do they ever want to say no? Has Dexter ever considered meditation? Will Beth and Rip make it last on the new series Dutton Ranch? If not, Rip, call me. Stream new series and returning favorites, plus huge events. It's going to be the biggest year yet.
Welcome to the Running Man. The rules are simple. Survive 30 days. But the entire nation is hunting you down.
The grand prize, $1 billion!
Win this game. Change your family's life forever.
Hunt him down!
People will sell you out in a heartbeat.
What is happening?
Welcome to the Running Man.
I'm back. I'm really back.
Why am I here? I'm not dead, right?
Disruption on this campus will not be tolerated.
I look crazy. It's because that's how I feel. I don't know how to live in 2 worlds.
There are others. But they're not like us. We need to get out of here. Now. Open your eyes.
Paramount Plus has a mountain of movies. Wow. New movies. Timeless movies. Guys who are running out of time movies. So get in on the latest blockbusters.
Trust me.
And relive the moments that get you every time.
And that's all I have to say about that.
A mountain of movies, now streaming on Paramount Plus.
This is European soccer's biggest stage.
Written in the stars! What a difference she has made!
The question is, can you handle it?
Can you handle it?
The crowd here feels electric. Stream every match of the UEFA Women's Champions League on Paramount Plus.
lost my dad and my aunt.
What aren't you telling me?
I'll never know what you've gone through, but I'm sure your dad would want you to be happy.
I will not lose the company that my husband started. I want success. Get it for me.
This business will bleed you dry.
Dad, I'm playing on the house's money now.
No, you're playing with the devil's money.
What's the plan here?
Gonna blow!
Yeah, well, I'm just getting started.
Landman. All episodes now streaming only on Paramount Plus.
The scene of the Japanese fans outside of the stadium. Of course, the Orange Army is going to be there in full support, but the blue of Japan is going to be out in full force as well at AT&T Stadium in North Texas. We are anticipating another cracking atmosphere for this one between Netherlands and Japan in the build-up to this big game to kick off Group F play at the World Cup. It takes us now into our betting preview. A reminder that over the course of this World Cup here on Matchday, we're all going to be making our picks for this one, and we're all given a budget at the start of every game. We're asked to pick a result and a player to either score or assist. So let's take a look at the table that we have so far of our picks. Welcome, Buckets. Thank you so much for being here. And this is what it looks like. Marco, top of the table with 115 points we have been given based off of the budget to make $150. I already see the points there at the top. And then Mackenzie Brooks in second. Nigel, you're in third with Troy, Poppy, and Grella.
Let's go, baby.
Filling out that bottom of the table. All right, it's time to get our picks on the board. Buckets is with us for the first time. Buckets, what do you have for this one in terms of the Netherlands and Japan?
I hope that Marco enjoyed his time at the top of the leaderboard because it's time to knock him down a peg with me jumping in here. I've got two bets I'm looking at this one, and the first one to me is the more important one, and it is the outcome of this match. I'm going with Japan, and the terminology here is double chance, which means I've got Japan either winning or drawing this game. As long as they can sneak at least a point off of Netherlands, I'm a happy guy here, and we're getting that around -110, which is pretty good odds. And then do you want my to score or assist prop as well first, or you want a little back and forth on this
No, go for
take?
it. Go for it. Anytime goal score or assist.
I'm looking at the one that everyone's probably going to be betting on if you're betting on Japan, and that is Feyenoord's Asae Ueda, the guy who just won the Golden Boot in the Dutch Eredivisie, the guy who is leading the charge for this Japanese squad, and the player who just plays with a sense of fearlessness about him. To score or assist, we're getting big plus money because the books don't think Japan are going to score, and I say they're wrong here, baby. Give me Japan winning 2-1 correct score.
Buckets, I went for the same one, mate. I went for a 2-1 Japan win as well. But I went for a goal or assist from Reinders, from the Dutch perspective.
Right, so as a result of that, so because you're picking players in a same-game parlay from contrasting teams, because you're saying, oh, the Netherlands are going to score, but Japan are going to win, your parlay pays off at a pretty significant price at plus 1,993, it's almost plus 2,000, a 20-1 same-game parlay for you.
It's a possibility. I'm telling you, you look at the two teams and then the players I'm picking, I think it's a very big possibility, big chance.
Well, that's fantastic.
I like to dream. Are we not allowed to dream no more?
I said tie myself.
Hey.
I said tie, and I said off a set piece, Van Dijk will score, and that'll be it.
Yeah, so your price is at plus 2,050 as well. So it's some pretty long shot. I like the Van Dijk shot. I think it's a very good one. We talked about maybe the prowess potentially from the Netherlands on set pieces. For mine, I have also gone for the draw. And I actually picked before the game, I thought Memphis was going to start in that forward line. He scored 8 goals in qualifying, but he is on the bench. So I pivoted to Crescencio Somerville to get either a goal or an assist starting off that left wing. Wow. He is at plus 820 in this one.
Where's your loyalty to Serie A? Huh? Marlon, you don't like
I mean, you could throw him in that forward line, and I could definitely expect it. I don't know. Somerville is one of those players when I love watching him play. I think he's such a dynamic winger coming off of that left side. I can't see him being held in check for a game like this. So I really like Somerville. But Buckets going for a Japan win. How do you think they're going to get it done in this game?
I think they're going to get it done because, I don't want to pull up Mike Grell and upset an entire country here, but I think Netherlands is just a little bit overrated coming into this competition. They have not won any of their last 13 matches against FIFA-ranked top 25 opponents. Japan fits in that top 25, and the way they play together, even without Wataru Endo, even with Matoma, some of these big names, the synergy that this team has, the way that they're structured, the way that they move the ball, it's something that a lot of these European teams are going to struggle with. So I just think they're going to outclass them through and through here.
So Netherlands and Japan is the big one for this one. Buckets, thank you so much for joining us for our betting preview. This is a massive game, probably alongside Brazil and Morocco, one of the games of the tournament that we have seen so far. Now, I am told that we have a cat-based preview of this one to go to break here. Oh, that's great. So they're going along with the links jump here, with the flag and the little thing is all going side to side. Cat has to be having a great time there. That is brilliant. The links, it's such a great part of the Netherlands at a tournament like this. Wow, multiple cats getting involved as well.
I would have been that other cat there. That would have been me, just like...
Not having it?
Yeah, not having it. Not part of that.
Enjoy the game. We'll be back at halftime.
At the start of every year, I find myself wondering again, constantly questioning life's mysteries. Could I make it in the UFC octagon?
When Jeff Probst asks survivors, ready?
Do they ever want to say no? Has Dexter ever considered meditation? Will Beth and Rip make it last on the new series Dutton Ranch? If not, Rip, call me.
Stream new series and returning favorites, plus huge events.
It's going to be the biggest year yet.
Welcome to the Running Man. The rules are simple. Survive 30 days. But the entire nation is hunting you down.
The grand prize, $1 billion.
Win this game. Change your family's life forever.
Hunt him down!
People will sell you out in a heartbeat.
What is happening?
Welcome to the Running Man.
I'm back. I'm really back.
Why am I here? I'm not dead, right?
Disruption on this campus will not be tolerated.
If I look crazy, it's because that's how I feel. I don't know how to